Starting your own business online can be one of the most rewarding but difficult things you will ever do. You might be wondering what's the best and most effective way to get started. You might also be in a place where you know that this is a step you're only going to try once and there's very little room for mistakes. There are so many important elements that are essential to the beginning of a small business. Structure needs to be set in place and you need to know who is your target audience or consumer. Which social media should you focus on and should you pay for advertising right away? We're going to answer all of these questions in the series that focuses on essentials for anybody to start a business online.
Are you listening? Damn.
This is Stella North Media. We're here to help you grow your business online because we believe that small businesses are meant for big things. Let's get right into it. Start with the why. Simon Sinek is a renowned author and speaker who has made most of his career about asking the simple question of why. In his TED Talk back in 2009, he introduced the idea that great leaders inspire action by asking themselves and their organizations that question. What do you do and why do you do it? His examples include Apple, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Wright brothers. Sinek explains that the question is a starter for a simple yet powerful and inspirational model. The answer to that question is what makes people more than just Apple consumers, but loyal followers. It is what made a whole nation become a part of a civil rights movement led by an African American in the 1960s. Why you do things is a more important factor to your business than what you think. I'll let Simon expand a little bit more on his ideas.
By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care?
Your story will make you stand out. Now that you've asked yourself the question of why, it is important to know how to tell the story of your business. Knowing your story is a bit different than knowing how to make your story stand out. Things like how you dealt with risk in the early days, how you overcame barriers, what lessons you learned, and other insights made for a compelling tale. Your answers to these questions is what forms the DNA of your organization. Your story should give you the opportunity to show your audience a piece of your real self. It is an opportunity you have to connect with other people and help them understand and maybe become a part of what you believe in. Your story builds trust in people, no matter what business you are in. Think about it this way. If you were sitting down with a client at lunch, you wouldn't immediately jump into a sales pitch. You need to know who they are, what they want, and prove to them that you understand them. Consumers are constantly getting bombarded with sales pitches, promotional emails, and products companies tell them they should buy. Make consumers feel a little bit more like people, not just another number or another dollar. Structure your hero's journey. Have you ever read a movie script before? You should be surprised at how similar a movie can be to another based on the structure of the story. There are formulas that movie scripts tend to follow. There is a structure in place and a plan that has been proven to work based on multiple tries and millions of dollars spent. Superhero movies are very popular these days. The movies are structured to make people cheer for the hero and accompany him or her on his or her journey. Life as it was. Take us to that moment in your life when things were the absolute worst, the lowest of the low points, and the confusion, the anger, and the frustration. Take us to that moment and tell us why you were feeling that way. Segue to the conflict. When was the moment you knew something needed to be done? This is the moment to tell us about, including what you realized or what epiphany you had and what you started to do. Your resolution. Very simply, this is where you jump to how you solved the problem. Your story needs to let people know that you are the one that people must trust rather than the other guy who doesn't understand them as well as you do. When you share your story with others and invite them to become part of that story, you're creating a sense of purpose for people. It doesn't have to be a life-changing event, but it can be a feeling of becoming part of something greater than themselves. The reason this works is because no one else has your story. No one else has your unique perspective. No one went through the exact thing you went through in the exact way you did. Now that you know what you do and why you do it, use your story on your company's about page, in your emails, in your brochures, in any direct mail you send out, and at events where you are speaking. The rule is this. Everywhere you are, your story should be too. Your story can pull the people you want to attract to your business together and make them say yes and immediately forget about everything else. Have you been able to write your story yet? Do you know what you do and why you do it? I'd love for you to tell me in the comments below. This is Stella North Media. We are here to help you grow your business online because we believe that small businesses are meant for big things. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also become part of the conversation in either social media channel linked below. See you next week.